Ussuri River Skirmish is another candidate for being one of the best American events in the game, Twilight Struggle. The USSR loses out no matter how this card is played, and the US will want to turn this single event card into a genuine momentum changer. Let's learn more about it today on Legendary Tactics. Ussuri River Skirmish is one of the 3 cards in the game that can affect the ownership of the China card. However, this is the best of the 3 because the effect is so good for the American player no matter what happens. This is one card that the Soviets need to be aware of and to know how to work around. Let's examine it further. First of all, let's take a look at the event card. Ussuri River Skirmish is a 3-op US mid-war starred event card. If you play it for the event and the Soviet player has the China card, it is passed to the US player face up and ready for immediate play. If the US already has the China card, the US can place 4 influence in Asia, no more than 2 per individual country. For the Soviet player, this card is a tough one. While it can obviously easily be sent to space, it is not necessarily an easy choice. The downside to doing this, as with all cards sent to the space race, is that it can turn up in the US hands a few turns later, when you may have less control over it and less time to undo its effects. Not to mention that the operations points are a lot to give up, and you can't space race every negative American event. So how can you work around this card if you have to play it? The best time to play this card is on the same turn when you have already played the China card and the American has it face down. The ops provided by the card are not going to be enough to repair the damage done, but it is arguably better than to hand over the China card at no benefit to you, ready for use by the dastardly American. In this case, at least you can use the ops provided by the China card to reinforce your most vulnerable controlled countries, and then the ops from the event card to undo most of the damage. And you won't have to immediately worry about the US player using the China card to go over the top and take control of a battleground country. Worst case scenario, this card can lose you control of Asia, and it hurts your hand management, making you more vulnerable to DEFCON suicide cards. But sometimes you just have to make the best of a bad situation. For the US player, this card is great no matter who plays it and when they play it. If you get the China card, the great thing is that you get it face up and available for immediate play, unlike the Nixon plays a China card event. But in my opinion, it's even better if you get to use the alternate effect. The influence placement provided by the event is not affected by control or adjacency considerations. In other words, you don't have to pay the extra cost that is normally involved with placing influence in a country controlled by your opponent, and you don't have to have access to the target countries. So, this card can be used to break control in up to 4 countries in Asia. But it will be more effective for you to focus on 2 of them, placing 2 influence in each. And follow up with the China card to go over the top, gaining control of at least one of them. The timing of this event is especially useful. Asia typically becomes pretty locked down by the end of the early war, and generally remains fairly static throughout the rest of the game. What Ussuri River Skirmish represents is an opportunity to flip a battleground, likely Pakistan or Thailand, or sometimes one of the Koreas. Even more than just a battleground, this card can be extremely useful in helping you to flip the region to your domination. However, because any old 4-ops card can counter this effect, you'll likely want to play it towards the end of the turn, after you feel the big high-ops Soviet cards have been spent. Plan ahead for this to give yourself room to jump on the advantage the card provides. Ussuri River Skirmish is also a great play in the last action round, and decent as a headline as it forces the Soviet to respond and to give you the initiative, typically in the form of the first round battleground country coup. It can work really well as a headline if you do some work with another card in your last action round to destabilize the region and pile on with Ussuri River Skirmish. This way, the damage is not quickly or easily reversed, which again gives you an opening in Asia. You can also play this event just to take the China card away from the Soviets, especially if you've just played the China card yourself. This can be done to mess with their hand management, if you need the extra card to avoid DEFCON suicide, if Asia has already been scored, or if you already have that region well in hand. With Ussuri River Skirmish, you benefit either way. So in summary, for the USSR, if you can, you may choose to send this card to the space race. Otherwise, if you have to play it, play this card after you've used the China card already. Use the ops to repair at least some of the damage and get this card out of the deck. For the US player, there really isn't a bad time to play this card, although arguably it is better if you can play it when you have the China card already in your possession. Remember that your main goal with this event is to flip an enemy-controlled battleground country in an otherwise fairly static Asian region, so use it wisely to that end. This has been our analysis of the Ussuri River Skirmish card in Twilight Struggle. We hope you got some value out of this video, and if you did, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and comment down below. We look forward to seeing you here again soon on Legendary Tactics.